Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a quick updated review on the bag, the Curated shoulder bag. Okay, so here it is, the Curated shoulder bag. This is how it looks like. And I'm going to just put the clasp inside. That's it there. That's the back. That's the sides, and I tend to wear it with the long strap. There is a shorter strap. I don't know where I put my shorter strap because I just don't like that whole 90s bag look. But if that's your style, they provided you a shorter bag, a shorter strap for you to do that. So this is a review of this bag. So I bought this bag, I think, in beginning of May, and I did a review of it about 4 weeks after I had it. So we're now in sort of like middle September, and I have to say I really enjoyed using the bag. It's a great little bag. I love the whole kind of it's a cross between the Saint Laurent, a Saint Laurent bag that they used to do. It's got a little bit of kind of like Fendi baguette vibes, a bit of Chanel classic bag vibes. So it's all of those things kind of mixed into one. But I think what this bag for me does is that it minimalizes all of that kind of extra fraff that you get with each of those three designs that I mentioned, and it's a very simple, classic, minimalistic look, and I do love it because of that. In terms of the leather, I have some marks from it. There's a little mark, there's a couple of marks there, and yeah, apart from that little mark there, which I think I can wipe off with some leather conditioner, I have there's no other marks on it. And then obviously that needs kind of like dusting. On the back, yeah, I mean on the back there's no major marks. There's kind of creasing from where I've been using the bag. So for example, what I mean by creasing is that there is now kind of like subtle creasing here. I don't know whether you can see that, just there from where I use the bag. There's subtle creasing on that side. There's a little bit of subtle creasing here, but that comes from opening and closing the bag. That's what I call by expected sort of wear, operational wear and tear, if we were to describe it. And yeah, apart from that little creasing, that's basically it. The leather is really smooth, but it does have some sort of protective layer, and I find that protective layer really prevents it from getting scratched easily. Now, I am going to say something about this bag, and with all of my handbags, I look after my stuff. I look after my handbags. I'm careful about where I place them down. I try my best to maintain everything that I own, because everything I own, you know, it's mine. I want it to look good forever. I want it to stay in a healthy condition. So I look after my stuff, and because of that, I think that does help when it comes to handbags and shoes. Now, I think one place where you will see wear and tear on this bag is definitely on the strap, and when the straps are, you know, in the hole here, there's definitely some sort of like creasing in the leather. Again, more kind of operational wear and tear from me changing the length of the bag for me to wear a crossbody shoulder, or to wear it like a tight crossbody where it kind of sits underneath my breast. So there is like sort of like usage from here and from on the straps. I don't know whether you can see that, but yeah, there is usage there on the straps, and that's basically from just wear and tear. And if you're changing the length of the bag, the leather will begin to show signs of being used. It will also show signs of being used because, you know, you're wearing the bag on your shoulder. So yeah, so apart from, you know, what I call the operational wear and tear, the bag is still in pretty good nick. The structure is still pretty, you know, pretty firm. It's a very firm structure, and I have the bag in basically smooth leather. I shudder to think what the croc versions of this bag like, because they must be absolutely solid. Because this bag, even though I've worn it a lot over the last few months, the structure is still, it's still pretty solid and pretty tough. And my version of the bag is all leather, so it's leather outside and also has a leather interior. I do know that the current version of this bag, they've gotten rid of the leather lining and they've made it more cloth. So just to remember, just to remind you that if you are buying this bag, the lining inside is now cotton, not leather. I'm going to put a little disclaimer after at the end. I'm gonna cut away to the I did a cutaway which shows you all the stuff that fits in the bag, and yeah, I really like it. I think, considering I paid 300 quid for it and that's including the shipping, yeah, I think it's one of the best £300 I think I've ever spent on a handbag. It's really good quality. Whenever I wear it, I do see people kind of like staring at me and looking at my handbag, and I think it's much more to do with the color combination between you and me, because this kind of shade of brown is a brown that you would see in designer collections. It's not a brown that you would find every day on a high street, and I think that's where the Curated have definitely hit the nail on the head. It's about the sophistication of colors, and I love it because of that, because it gives you that kind of sort of luxe sort of look for a little bit less. Some people will say that, oh, it's a rip-off of a Celine bag, and I'd say, yeah, there is definitely that kind of Celine box bag kind of inspiration in this bag. But then again, I like Celine, but I'm not sure I'd pay, I think, was it nearly £4 grand for that bag now? I'm not sure I'd pay £4 grand for a handbag. Even if I was supremely wealthy and I was really, really rich and I could afford to dash that money, I just, I wouldn't spend that money on a handbag. Yeah, I just wouldn't spend £4 grand on a handbag. I mean, there are, okay, tell a lie, there is an exception. I think if I was ever to spend silly money on a handbag, it would be on a Chanel reissue, because I absolutely love that bag. But for the Celine bag, not so much. I think the Chanel reissue, I love, there's something about it that resonates with me, and I love that bag. I don't know. No, I don't think I'd spend that kind of money on the Chanel reissue. I just, no, even if I was wealthy, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I don't even know who I'm kidding. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on a handbag. No. Everyone has their lines and their, you know, their lines drawn on what they would spend and where they would spend it. But for me, I think the fact that it is Celine inspired means that it understands the function of what a bag should be and how it should be used and how it's going to wear and what you're going to wear it with. And I think this bag looks really great with the remaining of the stuff that the Curated make. So yeah, I mean, it is an amalgamation of lots of current bags. I'm not going to deny that, but yeah, I don't have any problem with that. I think the fact that it's not a complete copy, but sort of like 3 or 4 bags sort of rolled into one, I think that makes it, that pulls it away from it being a copy between me and you. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the bag. Please wait for the cutout that I recorded. I'm going to stick it onto this review. But I would say that if you love that kind of Celine box bag, YSL, University College shoulder bag, that kind of classic flap, medium classic flap style, Fendi style bag, but cleansed, minimalized in terms of all of its kind of like bits, and kind of like distilled into its pure function, this bag is definitely for you. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about this bag. I love it. I would I don't regret spending money on this bag, not at all. It's definitely a bag that I have used, and I have definitely, like, this bag is, I'll get my wear out of this bag, wear and tear money. Yeah, my cost per wear, I definitely get it out of this bag. No, there's no doubt about it. I use it all the time. So that's basically all I have to say about this handbag. That's an updated review. I know a couple of people wanted to know a bit more about it. There you go. And yeah, just have a good day, I suppose. Bye everybody. Thanks. Bye.